Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Talking Freight, the weekly freight series brought to you by Cerasis, a North American third-party logistics company specializing in transportation management technology and services. Now, if you're just joining us for the first time, you're in the middle of our Transportation Management System series, where we've talked about what you should consider when paring down your list of TMS providers to make your ultimate selection. We then talk about the questions that you need to ask as you get to that shorter list, and also which features you should expect to see from those TMS providers in a TMS. We then talk about when you do select a TMS, what you need to consider as part of your integration plan if you're looking to integrate that TMS into existing supply chain systems such as an ERP. And today, we're going to talk about how a TMS can help you stay focused on your long-term strategy and how a TMS can answer these 5 challenges that you might have and are trying to achieve in your shipping department. So let's get right to it. According to survey respondents in the TMS study by the Peerless Research Group and Logistics Management, the top 5 areas that are important when focusing on a long-term logistics strategy are as follows. Maintaining high levels of customer service, 96% said that's important. Lowering costs, 94%. Improving efficiencies and productivity in logistics operations, 93%. Attaining the ability to target logistics initiatives that drive business growth, 79%. And then finally, 74% said they are interested in improving asset utilization. So, since the survey gave those top 5 answers, we want to make sure we answer how a TMS can help with all those things. Furthermore, when asked what aspects of their transportation and logistics operations could use improvement, more than 1/2 cited understanding and controlling costs, or 55%. Some other answers were at 55% as well, better shipment planning, and at 52%, greater in-transit visibility. Also high on the list, just as an FYI, and where people can improve, were electronic communications with customers and carriers, the importance of focusing on overall supply chain processes, and finally, carrier and partner collaboration. So how can a TMS help in achieving the desired outcomes of logistics and transportation executives as stated in those answers from the respondents in that survey? An effective TMS can achieve all of those things. But let's look at the top 5 desires of shippers looking to shape a long-term solution for their business to remain sustainable and cost-effective in their transportation spend. Maintaining high levels of customer service in using transportation management systems was one of the top 5 responses by those taking the survey. With a TMS, you can have tools and features that notify customers of when their shipment is coming, or you yourself can log in and see where the shipment is at any time. Furthermore, when you have a TMS that allows you to run various metrics and reports to analyze, you can see which carriers are getting your shipments in on time to your customers and which ones are not, causing high levels of claims. When you weed out the bad based on data and focus on the good, you can then ensure with greater predictability that you will have a hassle-free experience and confidence in getting your freight to your customer. You may also use the same data to better collaborate with carriers and those in the supply chain to sit down and address these facts and proactively improve yourself so you continue to increase the customer service metrics. The next big issue, lowering costs with a TMS. Remember, lowering cost isn't simply about the freight rate. It's about total costs. As more and more manufacturers look at the total cost of business decisions and the total cost of their operations long term, the hard costs you see that are invoiced are not the only costs considered. In logistics and transportation management, when it comes to cost, you must also include the soft costs. These are things like the time it takes to process a freight shipment. That means calling various carriers, getting quotes, manual methods, versus using a TMS. The errors that come up due to not using automation features that are available in a TMS, or even the time dealing with such things like freight and transportation accounting or freight claims that a logistics service provider could handle as a value add, such as through their managed transportation services, in addition to this TMS software offering, really do add up over time. Oh, and not to mention, if you aim to grow your business, which I'm sure you are wanting to do, the added cost of more resources and time in your processes can add up as well. A good TMS reduces time and allows you to scale, cutting out many other unforeseen soft costs. The next issue that a TMS can help address as a system is improving efficiencies and productivity in logistics operations. This improvement area in a long-term logistics strategy by implementing a TMS is highly related to the second point of lowering cost. But let's go another angle. Have you ever noticed that when you have a very good process or system for doing something in your job, you have to think less about how you are going to get the job done effectively? This system is sound and allows you to rinse, repeat, and scale by not only following a sound process, but getting muscle and mental memory to get better and better as you use the system. Did you also notice that once you had sound processes, you were more productive because you were then able to think strategically in such a way that it allows you to disrupt your other inefficiencies? As they say, it is hard to stay strategic or innovative if you're merely surviving in the land of tactics. Another issue a TMS addresses is the ability to attain and target your logistics initiatives that actually drive business growth. Again, as with logistics costs dovetailing into improved efficiencies, this fourth area of long-term strategy focus is really only possible if you are efficient in process and you are cost-effective. When you're confident in a repeatable and scalable system that scales and is cost-effective to deploy and maintain, you then have the think and brain power to strategically identify other issues in the organization and apply either more tools, technology, or systems to continue to drive the business forward. As a manufacturer, using a TMS can free you up generally to focus on the marketplace and new products to open up to new markets. And the final response in the survey that a TMS can address is improving asset utilization. This idea also plays into operational improvements that allow your business to grow. With a TMS, and especially one that's integrated into your ERP or your warehouse management system or WMS, you can start connecting the dots to what inventory you have on hand, which ones are in transit, and more. When you have integrated systems that easily allow you to calculate asset utilization, it allows you to continue to have a strategic mindset and quickly make decisions on what products or assets you should have on hand or order more of to ship inbound to your warehouse from a vendor. So, the key to all 5 of these points is truly that a TMS frees up any shipper who utilizes one to get out of the weeds of process and put the focus back on their business, and not the worry on how you're going to stay effective in transportation management. At best, it is a tool that empowers you, but make sure it's a tool that has the capability to meet your unique needs. If you are unsure of your needs, make sure you schedule a consultation with someone who does provide a TMS. Hey, call up Cerasis, we can help. It can make your life much better and help you achieve your goals. When using a third-party logistics company who both offers a transportation management system and integrated managed transportation services, it is possible for shippers to easily achieve the above desired outcomes in the logistics and transportation strategies. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Talking Freight. We hope you've enjoyed our series. That was our 26th episode. Thank you for joining us in the first 6 months of Talking Freight, and we're just getting started. And hey, you don't want to miss a single thing. That's why you should hit that subscribe button and get every single episode of Talking Freight on every Friday when we hit publish. Want to get an email so you definitely don't miss it? Hit the little bell so you get an alert. And of course, you can check out our social media by following us there. You'll find links to other episodes of Talking Freight. You'll find great blog posts and a few ebooks that you can download to continue to make sure that you are the best shipper that you can be. Thanks for joining us this week on Talking Freight. We hope you have a great weekend.